Awesome, everybody. Welcome back to another Friday webinar here with Dr. Van Williams. My name is Jesse Fuchsia. I'll be the host here. I help run Dr. Van Williams' social media and stuff there. Sir, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you crisscross the country, you crisscross the world almost every month. So I appreciate you taking 20, 30 minutes for us to jump on with us today and talk about some impact investing. So thank you.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate you having us and being able to get the word out about impact investing, just how important it is. And the other part of that is how important verified impact investing, third-party verified is.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. No, I completely agree. And it's funny, just in your DMs this week, and just to start off with this point right here, there's a lot of, I'll call them fakesters, or a lot of fake impact investors that are out there. And just so people know more about Proactive and stuff like that, I mean, this is one of two organizations globally that is verified for impact investing. And I'm curious out there for the audience or anybody listening to the recording, what makes you guys the real impact investors here in the US and makes you verified?
First clarification is I want to get, so it's Morningstar that we're the one of two groups with Morningstar Sustainalytics for
Right.
affordable housing published on their platform. We are now the only group on the planet to have Morningstar Sustainalytics, Impact Evaluation Lab assessment, Blue Mark, and be a UNPRI signatory. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have one more that we're going for, and that's OPIM verification, impactprinciples.org. And so what makes us an impact fund is our intention, our verification. But mostly our intention is impact, that we focus and directly advance sustainable development goals, number 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11, and then some others indirectly as a result of that.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. And to be only the organization in the only world to be able to achieve that, that's amazing. We had Mr. Chris Nicely on here a few weeks ago. People love that episode. I mean, he is a titan of the affordable housing industry. And I know a very close friend of yours. He helped actually, I think, write the foreword or maybe the introduction to one of your latest books. I can't remember which, but
he did the foreword on both.
Yeah.
Affordable housing multimillionaire, and also on driving social impact. By the way, audience, it's on Amazon.com. Search Canaan, Canaan, last name Williams, and you'll see my latest book, Driving Social Impact Investment. And also, I'm a co-author on Supercrowd book, edited by Devin Thorpe, who, by the way, he has Supercrowd, which is a phenomenal organization, and they also do some impact stuff in the Reg CF space.
Yeah, absolutely. Very familiar with him and his background. Very impressive. For the investors out there, Dr. Van, who maybe are in multifamily or they're in, just index funds or just, I don't know, just bonds or something like that. What do you think is the unique opportunity about affordable housing and really making that impact that your fund can provide those investors? What do you think is unique about you guys?
What makes us unique is our mode. So we focus on low income and workforce housing. And I'd like the audience to understand when I say that it's not low income housing that is, people are hanging out, there's no rules, junk cars everywhere. No, it's quality, affordable, low income workforce housing that's 20 to 30% below market rate, 100% affordable across the portfolio, very similar to UMH, who's a phenomenal group.
Yes.
That we sold a part to. We only sell to mission aligned buyers. So what we stand out and how we differentiate is that it's the intention of impact directly advancing the SDGs. However, most importantly, it's the monthly cost savings benefit of rent, 20 to 30% below market, including energy efficiencies in our portfolio, across our portfolio, excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for the audience out there, how powerful that is. 20 to 30% below market rate. That is, I've never heard that before. I don't think there's another group out there that can hit those types of rents and still return the type of returns that you're able to, for your investors. And that's amazing. And I mean, you have so many personal stories of single mothers, single parents who have found housing within your communities and able to turn their lives around. I mean, that is just, it's an investment opportunity. I don't know anybody else out there, is supplying to their investors to really make tangible impact like that. I think that's so powerful in what your team is able to do. Do you think you could talk a little bit about the kind of the green aspect of the portfolio as well? There's a lot of people out there, obviously very, motivated for green savings and whatnot and helping the environment, helping the world, helping the planet. Talk a little bit about that because I think that's really interesting too and what you guys are able to do.
Yeah, thank you. So it's in the sustainable finance portion of it.
Mhm.
Sustainable. So I'll talk about each asset class. So for a multifamily, it's lead renovations,
Mhm.
hitting those metrics and numbers to have insulated doors, insulated windows, to use eco paint, everything that lessens our footprint on the environment, and also provides a lot of cost savings benefits to our residents. So they're not just saving on rent, they're also saving on utilities. And manufactured housing is bringing in zero emissions homes
Mhm.
uh, that are e-built, that are energy certified by the
Mhm.
government, that they have to meet certain metrics, and then going above and beyond those metrics.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of energy savings out there. There's a lot of really powerful things that you guys are doing, and it's just kind of incredible to really see all of that. I want to walk through a quick case study here with you, Dr. Van.
Okay.
I think the perfect example of that is the park that you did out in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So, for the audience out there who might not know about this project or the turnaround that went into Orangeburg, um, how did you come about it? What was day one like when you walked into that property? And then where was the exit a couple of years later? And how did that all look?
Oh, wow. So the park in Orangeburg, South Carolina was about, it was 10 months, 10 months and 1 day to be exact, pre-fund. And what I mean by that is before the Proactive Realty Income Fund, uh, the Proactive Realty Group was established. So, and part of the establishment of that fund was contributing that particular property to the fund. It was a really rough process. Moved there from the Oakland, California Bay Area to Orangeburg, South Carolina, where culture completely different. Um, Moved inside of the park. I moved into a double wide. I had never lived in
Really?
a mobile home or manufactured home in my life.
Just to pause right there, sir. You as the fund manager moved 3,000 miles to Orangeburg, South Carolina to live in the actual park as you were renovating it. That correct? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. To
Wow.
thank you, thank you. It goes beyond the boots on the ground. Uh,
Yeah.
excuse me. It goes beyond the boots on the ground. The whole conception of boots on the ground. It goes way beyond that. It was my first foray into mobile home park investing, and the only way that I could see, making change and being effective was to immerse myself in the whole process. To go there, see, touch, feel. What is it like to wake up here? What is it like to go to sleep here? What is it like in the middle of the day, the middle afternoon,
Yeah.
the middle of the night? What are
Yeah.
the issues that the residents are facing here? What are the challenges? What's the infrastructure needed? What is the cleanup needed? What's the security needed? What's the lighting that's needed? So it was a really, oh wow, it's a really big process because the property had at least 80 to 90 code violations.
Wow.
So from the previous owner. And it wasn't that he was a bad owner. It was that he had some managers who were
Mhm.
just terrible, ripping them off. They were just terrible. So the very first week I was there, um, let's see, I arrived, call it like on a Saturday, and code enforcement court was not Monday, it was Friday. And so there was so much garbage that had to be cleaned up. I mean, like about 2 or 3 feet of garbage just spread out like a fourth of a football field, like a quarter of a football field in the stadium. That
Really?
this place, yeah, because it was about 6 weeks from being condemned by DHEC, Department of Health in South Carolina. So went in, and mind you, they don't have a Home Depot there to go and get local day workers. So I had to hustle all this stuff up, coming there. And they don't have they have Craigslist, but Craigslist is mostly for Charleston or Columbia, which Charleston's an hour away, Columbia is 45 minutes in the other direction. So I grabbed a notebook and a pen, and I went down to the local Lowe's. And I'm one of those people that I drive around and I see people doing work, or I'm always stopping, taking pictures of signs. So I went to Lowe's. I walked the aisles. Anyone with the cart looked like they knew what they were doing. It's just I had a list, and off that list, it's like, do you know anyone that does this? I need people that do this, and so voila. By Tuesday, I located 5 guys. They came out. I made one the foreman. I gave them some supervision. I had plenty of Glad trash bags. I had rented a truck to, haul everything out to the dumpster until the dumpster could be delivered the next day. We were as proactive as we could possibly be. And then, so that was a Tuesday. Believe it or not, we had all of it cleaned up by Wednesday night. Wednesday night. And I called code enforcement, and code enforcement came back out on Thursday. And so real quick background, what I didn't know was that the previous manager had not cooperated with code enforcement.
Okay.
So when code enforcement comes back out, they said, you know what? They said, okay. And so then after that, they went to, so after that, I went to code enforcement court on Friday. And when I went to code enforcement court on Friday, I stood before the judge, the magistrate there, and code enforcement was like, hey, Mr. Williams, clean this up. He called us out here. He was cooperative. He did all these things. And the judge was impressed. And that started a lot of relationships in Orange Park that did not previously exist.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, a quarter of a football field worth of trash. Yeah. I mean, that had to be that you walked into a literal disaster.
It was.
And we can I'll post some pictures of your social media next week. We can send some pictures out to your email list to show some before pictures. But once you got the trash under control, you guys started updating some other things and stuff like that. Where did it progress from there, and how did it get to where it ended up, which was like an amazing turnaround story?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, what happened was once that happened, and we got the blessing of code enforcement to start doing work, we stayed in very close communication. I did personally, because it was myself and I had an office manager. However, she only lasted with me about 4 weeks. We just had different vision for the park. She had previously been there 9 years. Ooh. And so I immediately started interviewing people when I first got there. And so from there, the progress was the road. The road was terrible. Got the road straightened out with slag. And so once I improved the road, the residents there, the synergy, the energy, everything shot up 100-fold.
Yeah.
Initially, they thought like, oh, you're coming in here, you're not going to do anything, and all of this stuff, and once I put a new road in the front, then people were a lot more cooperative. I mean, it was just like you could feel the energy and the change. And within, let me see, that was December. And then, it just took off like wildfire from there. Within a few months, all of a sudden, people are coming who had previously wouldn't consider moving into the property. We just got a flood of applications, and the rest is history. And we just continued to make improvements. That was the biggest thing. We continued to make improvements.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. I think there's 2 points I want to hit on here really quick.
Okay.
I know fund managers sort of like yourself who have never left their high rise office to go down and see a single property. That's the exact 180 of what is happening here with your company and how you lead in the impact that you guys drive. And I think that's so powerful for an investor out there to
Thank you.
understand that, that you're putting the muscle behind the cash and you are out there beating the pavement every single day. Obviously for the community that you care about to turn around, but obviously also for your investors who are some of the most
Yes.
important people to you in the entire world. You know, I don't know how much you can go into depth, like the return structure or what an example of Orangeburg could return for an investor, the numbers that you guys were able to hit. But I think that could be, powerful for people out there to kind of understand too.
Yes. Well, we have a few investors who came in. One of our largest investors who had a $1.8 million exit uh, when we sold the park, he came in November 2018. And yeah, November 2018. His exit was August of 2022. And he made about, I want to say about a 65, 70% return
Wow.
uh, because his was cumulative.
Yeah.
He saw the vision and he was like, well, you know what, Dr. Van, I don't need a pref. Just, let mine accumulate. So he had a really strong return. So on average, 25 to 30% plus per year. And as a
Mhm.
disclaimer, it's in our PPM. It's not FDIC insured. It's no guarantee. Just want everyone to know that. And you can, get with us or check the PPM for more disclosures. And it's not guaranteed. However, we're a current income fund, and so investors after who invested, after he did, received a quarterly payment.
Mhm.
And some that just had different terms because some of them were considered bridge loans. So some investors had different terms. On average, so like I said, 25 to 30% plus per year, and the historical, and we're still hitting those numbers. And during COVID, one of our best years. So one of the challenges during COVID was a lot of people stopped paying rent in a lot of different places. A lot of large operators stopped paying prefs. We did not.
Mhm.
We continued to pay prefs. And unfortunately, COVID was, I lost a brother right at the end of, before they announced COVID in October 2019. My younger brother, so I don't like to refer to COVID as, it was a great investment time. It was just a hard time for the world
Yeah, it was.
in general. However, for Proactive and our investors, because it's low income housing, because it's workforce housing, because our portfolio is 100% affordable, uh, we just had 100% rent collection and then on top of that, we received a lot of assistance from South Carolina for our residents, up to 18 months of rental assistance that allowed Proactive to continue improving a property, to put in new pedestal mailboxes, to bring in more brand new manufactured homes, and to create a lot of home ownership with the current population that was there.
I think you hit on so many powerful things, Dr. Van. I think, from a return structure, obviously, like you said, nothing is guaranteed. Read your PPM, but the returns that you're able to hit there, sir, for these investors is impressive, to say the least. I mean, your track record is one of the best I've ever seen that's out there. And I think people should really do their due diligence, on you, get on calls with you, ask more deeper
Yes.
questions than probably we're going to go on to here. And I know you're an open book. You'll share, everything
Oh,
with them
absolutely.
and yeah, tell them everything.
And
But
Jesse, and Jesse also, they can, book calls with myself or Jesse.
yeah.
Jesse being he's our director, and he does more, he's really heavy on the investor relations side and compliance.
Mhm.
However, I'm also available for calls. So it'll be either Jesse or myself.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. I want to hit on just one or two more things probably before we get ready here to wrap up. But
Okay.
again, I think the biggest thing to hit on is, and we had a gentleman in your DMs this week who said there's a lot of fake impact investors out there. There are people
Yeah.
call themselves impact investors and rake the rents 50% above market rate. That's not what you guys do. In fact, you're the exact opposite. You're 20 to 30% below market rate that's
Yeah.
able to create this. You run a full 100% affordable housing company portfolio. I mean, how important has that been to you in your life and your vision for helping these people turn their lives around while also being able to hit these impacts and hit these returns?
Oh, extremely important. And I talk about that in my first book, I hit on it. However, I really go into depth in my second book, Driving Social Impact Investment, having come from Oakland, California, having lived partially at times in Section 8 housing, having experience not having or being without, having experience my mom being turned down because she had to file bankruptcy twice because I had such high medical bills with asthma. And having a brother who died from not just the pre-announcement of COVID, like illness, but also having been homeless, living on the streets. So it's a very real mission for me
Yeah.
to help people turn their lives around. Second Chance Housing. Right before this call, it took me a couple of minutes to come onto the call. I was wrapping up with a lady who's living in her car. Her husband has cancer, liver cancer, just got out of the hospital. He had been in there 2 weeks, and she was let go from a job. She had worked for these people who are just not the best. I've known this lady for about 15 years. Today I'm in Las Vegas. I'll be in South Carolina next week. And it was just really a good feeling that she says, you know what, Van, we've been living in our car and this and that. And then she had a few days at the shelter. Prior to that, she lived in a weekly, and we helped her out on a couple weeks of that rent. It was $331 a week, and I've known her for so long. She's been so good to us that I was just like, okay, so I was able to help her out. Anyway, it felt really good to be able to say, okay, hey, you're moving on Tam today on Drive. I'll sit, pick up the keys. And especially for her husband, who's like kind of almost end of life care. Imagine coming from the hospital and living in, she has like a Chrysler minivan, I want to say. And then, having to be cared for in conditions like that because she just doesn't have the money that she needs to do what she needs to do. So we were able to help her into a 1-bedroom, and she now has an income source that she can pay her rent. And by the way, her rent will be $925 in an area that goes for $1160 per month on average. Most of the rents there are $1160, but also $1215, $1250 per month, and she'll have a place for $925 that's centrally located, not far from her kid's school. She's in her early 60s, and so we just believe in second chance housing and helping.
Yeah, sir. Some people out there might call you a fund manager. Some people might call you an angel. I call you a friend. There's nobody out there doing what you're doing, sir. And I can personally attest to that for someone that's been in this industry for over a decade. There's nobody out there hitting the returns you're able to hit, changing the lives you're able to change, and save the lives that you're able to save for this country, for this community, sir. And it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Getting ready to wrap up here, sir. Again, I know we got a little bit of a late start today, but people out there who want to reach out to you, you're extremely active on LinkedIn. There's many ways to get on your calendar, Jesse Hollander's calendar there. What are some other ways people can reach out to you, connect to you after they watch this and want to learn about how they can invest?
It's invest. Our website is sustainablebonds.com, and our email is invest@sustainablebonds.com, or they can call 1-800-626-2089, 1-800-626-2089, or 1-833 fixed income. So fix, FIXED, and then IN, or fixed income. Yeah, that's the phone number. I forget because we just got that phone number from another advertising campaign that we have. And right now for December, we're running a special. So you see our returns that are listed on our website. We have a special one for December only. That would be a 5% bonus
Okay.
in the first quarterly payment. Other thing we're excited about, we were featured in the Chicago Tribune October 27th for a property we're working on there to restore housing and to keep 80 families from being displaced. So we're absolutely sourcing investment and investors. And the other thing is we did a site visit in Las Vegas here in the different states that we're in. Anytime an investor wants to go buy a property, see, touch, and feel, or if they're interested in specific areas, then we're absolutely open to that.
Yeah, that's amazing, sir. And again, we'll push people to reach out via email, via your website, via that phone number. And again, sir, I can't tell you how thankful I am for the time today. Thankful for the mission that you are on to help this world. I wish we had more people out there that were as motivated as you and your team are to change lives and to save these people's lives, and also drive incredible returns for your investors. It's amazing to watch. Any final notes, sir, to send us off here on a Friday morning as we're heading into the weekend?
Just that everyone have as happy holidays as possible, and that to my fellow landlords that you'd be understanding and work with people, especially people who are having difficulties or have been laid off, and to make referrals, to be proactive, to my family of fellow landlords, to just be proactive in to care and demonstrate that you can refer people to local toy drives at fire departments, social services, whatever it takes to be able to help families stay in their housing and to thrive.
That's amazing, sir. Yeah, again, I can't thank you enough for the time. We're going to close out for today. We've got your contact info. We're going to be pushing this recording out through your email list next week, across your social media channels. Thank you again for everything you do, sir. God bless. And we appreciate everyone out there, and we will see you again next Friday.
Thank you and God bless. I appreciate it.